is so funny? I don't get it. Taz, what is so hilarious?
Paul, I don't think this one's for sharing.
Wait, did somebody comment something really funny?
Yeah, but that might be one we might get in trouble for sharing.
Oh my gosh, let me see. Oh my goodness.
No, you're not looking at this.
Oh my gosh, guys, please calm down in the chat room. Mike, do not show that.
Whoa. You can't bring the camera over here. You can't show this.
All right. No, I'm not going to. Just don't show it on the live stream. Guys, chill out there. Oh my gosh. Appropriate, please. This is the StreamGeeks Summit.
Before we get started, I would love for you guys in the chat room to chime in. What's your favorite holiday food? I just got to know because I'm a little hungry over here. I haven't had lunch yet. So I was just thinking maybe we can talk food for a sec. And by the way, with tech issues like Lon was talking about, I want to point out it's really okay. Live streaming is live streaming and everybody gets it. And I love how Lon was like, hey, you know what? I'm just kind of rolling with the flow and it's what it is. And we're just going to enjoy it, right? So we've got turkey pot pie and garlic mashed potatoes. I'm right there with you, Lawrence. So let's dive into all things live video for your business. You know the old marketing slogan, right? That old marketing saying that says, you gotta have 7 touch points before you can get a sale. I don't know where that came from, actually. I never do accents. You got an exclusive right here. I don't think that was terrible. But you know how everybody says, like, you got that 7 touch points before you can make the sale. Well, screw that is what I say, because live video has really opened up the possibilities. Live video has created human connection without needing to be face-to-face or having that multi-touch point. All you really have to do is understand it. You've got to understand people and connect with people. And when you harness the power that is live video, you're going to be able to expand your reach, create deeper connections, and grow your revenue. And I'm able to turn first-time viewers into buyers like that within the span of an hour stream. And so I want to point out how possible it is so that you know how important it is to do the things that we're going to talk about today. And this is an example of how I actually treat sales. And it all boils down to fun. This is an example of what we call Pocket Callie. Callie here in the corner is our customer experience manager, essentially. And she is in charge of the community. And she was on a piñata during our Black Friday sale. I think it was last year. And we had a sale going. And instead of just making a stream all about buy this, buy that, buy this, we had a lot of fun with it. And we encouraged people to buy tapping into that human experience, treating people as humans, or she would hit a piñata and call out a customer name, right? And that generated a whole lot of sales. And so you don't have to hit piñatas, you don't have to have a Pocket Callie, you don't have to do what I'm showing you, but I do want to encourage you to think about how you can create the mesh the beauty of live video, which is all about connection and integration or engagement, and also the business side of things. And so, yeah, human connection, it's hugely beneficial. It is time to throw away the old and embrace the new way of being. And that is what live video through 2020 and 2021 has given us. It's always been there, but now it's way more prominent. So we're going to date nutballs. Marcia, I just saw favorite holiday food, date nutballs. I've never had one. I might have to try that. So if you want to grow an audience and grow a business, give me a big yes in the comments. That's what we're here to do and to figure out how to accomplish it best. So give me that yes in the comments. the three things, or I'm going to kind of break down three things that you need to commit to when creating online live content in order to grow your business and grow your revenue. We've got a bunch of yeses coming in. Awesome. So we're in the right place. That's good. So let's talk about those three things. The first thing that you need to know is that you need to commit to your revenue model. If we don't start with the end, then we can't be intentional about the content that we're creating, right? So your content and your revenue model must match in order to have results with this. So I don't care whether you're whether you're selling your own products. I don't care whether you're in a business, in a brand, right? I don't care whether you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, in a corporation. It all relates. So you just need to find the right format for you. So a bunch of options for making money through live video is your own products or your own services. So we create live video and we help people understand how to do it themselves, but we also have courses, we have remote production services, we have digital graphics that are done for you so that people can increase the professionalism of their live streams, right? So it's very meta in terms of what we do. It doesn't have to be for you, but it can be. And so that is, my content is directly related to those products, services, or also affiliate revenue, right? So affiliate revenue is a massive thing, and I don't care what kind of business you are, affiliate revenue is something that can increase those that revenue very quickly. And it's one of the easiest ways to get started just by having products that you don't have to create. You're helping people make better purchasing decisions with an affiliate, with somebody else's product that they have already created it. You don't have to do all that work. Live sales is a massive thing. This is one of the biggest opportunities in 2022 is live sales. Lon mentioned Amazon Live before I jumped on. There are all kinds of platforms, including Facebook Live and YouTube Live, are both looking at live sale integrations so that essentially when you are on stream, people are showing up to purchase from you. And you could do this with digital product. You can do this with physical product. You could do this with Amazon product. You can do this with almost anything. I have a student, Amy, Joy, and Scott. They sell clothes live, and that is a huge market right now, right? And they make a lot of money doing so. And so live sales is about to blow up. Think QVC or home shopping network done on social platforms. Tips is not something to be ignored. People, when you're doing the next thing that I'm going to tell you that you have to do, when you're doing that, people want to tip you. They want to support you and the efforts that you're making. Sponsorships are a huge thing as well as memberships. Each platform has a membership available to you, and people love to participate in that way. So when you are thinking about your commitment to your product, to your business model, then you need to be very intentional about what you're doing. Choose one to start, and then kind of grow over time and diversify your business. And again, even if you're, let's say, you're offering streaming services, or you are in a corporation, or whatever that case may be, you should diversify over time, not right at the same time. That's too much. But over time, you really, really do need to look at all of these different options and what you can integrate into your business model. The second thing you need to commit to is being human. The reason I asked you guys what food you like to eat for your favorite holiday food is because it's human, because it is tapping into the beauty of live. I'm not just a one-way person here, and we're going to have a little bit more interactive activity coming up. So get back from the bathroom break. But the beauty of live is that interactivity, the engagement, and the need to not be so professional. Now, here's a kicker. I want to be very clear about this. Professional looking video like you see here, or with, StreamGeeks and all of that, like, you want to look professional, but you want to not be professional, because that's where the human factor comes in. And that's where you're going to actually benefit greatly from live video. If you're trying to be stiff, or not trying to be, but if you wind up being stiff, and if you wind up just getting stuck in that professional mentality, then it's not going to be as beneficial to you, no matter what you're selling, no matter what brand you are. And this is what I call being uniquely you. It's tapping into your personality and helping people connect to you as a human being. Now, I want to give you an example here. The singing dentist. How many of you have heard of the singing dentist? Let me know in the chat room. He is a dentist. He has a dentist office, and he started doing YouTube videos and streams as well, where he used his personality to sell his services, right? To sell his personality so that he could sell his services. So Ted says, no, never heard of the singing dentist. So let me show you who he is. So what he does throughout this song is it's an Ed Sheeran song, and he's teaching. He's suggesting that people, you don't want to go to the dentist, but hey, we're going. Oh, I'm sorry, the sound didn't go through. Okay, so but what he's doing is that he's like. He's singing to an Ed Sheeran song, and he is saying, hey, you don't like to go to the dentist, but here's why it's important. So he just changed the words entirely, and that made a big difference. He's got 33.5 million views on that, but he goes live on a regular basis to connect with his audience. And guess what? Because he put his personality into it, and this is massively important. You don't have to sing. You don't have to do the things that I'm going to tell you that I do. Oh no. You don't have to do those things, but the reason that it's powerful is because he's being human. He's integrating his personality into all forms of content that he creates. So this is also something, hold on. That is also something that I do with my live streams, is a countdown timer where there's music playing and I'm dancing behind the scenes. And I dance because I love to dance. I dance because it's engaging. I dance to get people to start participating, right? There's a pre-show to my live shows, and we have a lot of fun. That's my brand, is fun, but educational. And so it's a really, really great way to create instant connection with your audience in order to, create that community that wants to buy your products and services. So it's really, if you do not do this, you are not taking full advantage of your live video possibility, right? So I want you to comment right now, what makes you human? I talked about the singing dentist who just purely liked to sing in his regular life. He just sang all the time. I love to dance. I'm not good at it. I don't claim to be good at it. I don't try to dance properly. I just like to have some fun, right? So, and I would encourage you to tap into what makes you human. So drop one thing that you can identify that is unique about your personality. Now, another thing, and these are all kind of outrageous examples potentially, but I'm also going to walk you through some things that really are super simple to integrate. I have a student, her name is Stephanie, and she does a business to business stream and video content. And she was trying to be professional, and she was really like, just straightforward. And once I learned her personality, I was like, oh, this does not match. This does not match at all. And so I found out that she actually likes to dress up in costumes. She buys lots of costumes, from dinosaur outfits to, princess hats and things like that, right? So she does that in her normal life. And I encouraged her to start integrating those things into her videos and her live streams. It doesn't have to be crazy. It really doesn't. But something like super simple that is a great personality feature is that you, like me, one thing that I talk about all the time is that I don't get pop culture. If you ask me who's married to who, what celebrity is married to who, I have zero idea who celebrities are. I don't pay attention to that world. I don't know pop culture. I don't get movie quotes because I didn't grow up without I grew up without a TV, so I never really integrated into the 80s world that I'm supposed to be a part of. And so anytime somebody brings that stuff up, it's very like, whoosh, right? And so those are pieces of me and my personality that if you're hanging out with me in real life, you're going to know about me. Everybody who knows me knows I don't get that stuff. And so that's an easy way to integrate. You don't have to dance, you don't have to sing, you don't have to dress in costumes, but that's a great way to say, I can just be me. And so my audience actually loves to try and trip me up. They try and trip me up in terms of movie quotes and things like that. And that's a fun way to create that human element that isn't necessarily about the content. And that's what's key. You can go outright like the costumes and the dancing. You can go subtle, like I just explained, but you can also use stories and examples to integrate something that's uniquely you in terms of your personality that will wind up being incredibly powerful to create that human connection and feature or take advantage of the benefits of live video. So Danny says, turning mistakes into comical moments. I love that. So if you're really good at that, then absolutely, that's the kind of stuff that you integrate into your content. So the other thing is when you're trying to do this, I've got to encourage you to release some control. And this is hard, so hard for people. I'm a control freak too. I get it. I had to learn this whole thing for myself, but you can't control every little thing. Live video goes wrong. Live video is not perfect. And that's what's so great about it. And so if you are going to be successful with live video in turning into revenue, then you're going to have to release control and think about how can I release control, maintain control, but not need it to be perfect, right? Recovering perfectionists, speak up, because I am one of you. You also need to get the investment from the viewer. And when I talk about this, I'm not talking about financial investment. Yes, that will come. But before you get financial investment, you've got to get emotional investment. And that comes by being human and by saying, hey, I screwed up, or hey, this is why this doesn't work. This is why this isn't going to work for you because it didn't work for me. And here's my mistake that shows that, right? Getting them involved as well. I've asked you guys a bunch of questions to keep your engagement, to keep the conversation flowing. But also you can do this by behind the scenes content. That's a really powerful way to get people to be involved in your content so that you can create that sense of connection, right? So when you get them involved, when you give them choices, let's say you're going to release a new product, giving them the option to participate in the naming of it, or participate in the color of it, or participate in some way that creates that engagement, which is absolutely necessary. And it also creates that emotional investment because they feel like it's really theirs. Now, the third thing that you've got to commit to is being intentional. And so when it comes to being intentional, this doesn't just mean with content. There's a lot of variations to your intentionality that we want to make sure that we're really spot on with. Consistency is key. Whatever you're doing, consistency is key. Not only, having that output on a regular basis, even same time, same day, same time, same day, same time, same day. I said that right. See, that's one of my other things is that I always screw up like phrases. My mind is kind of moving too fast for my mouth, that's the word. And I forget words sometimes, right? And so I just like go with the flow with that. And that's my personality. And you get what you get. If you can't stand it, then bye-bye, right? But that consistency is key, not only with that output, but also with the quality that you put out. The consistency of branding is massively important. Now, I always separate live streams in terms of my content and the intention behind it into live for leads and live for launches. So there's a time for just generating content and connecting with your community and generating some leads, getting them into your business without selling to them. And then there's a time for launches where you can really do like what I did with the Black Friday, right? And really launch something or promote something and make it a fun, enjoyable experience for people to buy. The more we all do that, the less it becomes like a marketing world out there, right? And so that's my goal in life is to let us all have more fun with this whole thing. Also, the content reflects the purpose. So when I think about my content, I'm also putting that together with my business model. And like we have a summit coming up, we have a live event coming up. And so the content that I put out in that period of time leading up to it is relevant to that event, right? And so you need to be intentional about the content and the purpose behind the content. You also got to find a way to not only just do live, but videos and short form content can really help boost your live videos and the effectiveness of them. So don't get into the trap that it's only about live video. Now that can feel overwhelming. It doesn't have to be, but I just would encourage you to look at a variety of different ways to connect with your audience. The breakdown of what we've talked about is the intention plus your uniquely you approach equals fast audience growth. But the business model plus the uniquely you approach is fast business growth. And so really it's all about that magic of you and that human connection that's at the middle, at the core of everything. If you do that, you are going to wind up having more results, bigger results, and something that's really enjoyable, right? Live video should be enjoyable for us. And when you're feeling like yourself and when you're putting yourself out there and building connection, you're going to see so much happier results, right? Don't we all want to be happy in life? So I hope that this has been helpful for you to understand how to grow your audience and grow your revenue in order to use live video effectively to grow your business, right? I mean, that is really at the core of what we all need to do, whatever service or product or corporation you're in or doing. And so I would love for you to come hang out with me on YouTube and enjoy the experience that I put out there so that you can learn for yourself and we can hang out together beyond here. So I would love to see you there. And I see some questions. Do we want to take some questions, Paul? Hi, Stuart. I see you in there. Let's see. Danny says, how do you deal with trolls in the comments? And Paul, I'll let you chime in anytime here. But how do you deal with trolls? Trolls are going to be a thing. So you can just 100% agree with yourself that it's going to happen. And you are going to need to decide ahead of time what you want to do with trolls. You can either just get rid of them and not acknowledge them, because half the time all trolls just want your attention. You can just get rid of them, or you can kind of troll them back, which a lot of people love to do. How do you do it, Paul?
I don't think anyone's a troll. We just have strange people in this world. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I like how you put that. I think if you have the right perspective, it's about, how you're feeling that day. As long as you don't take it personally and you don't let it, bother you in any way. Unfortunately, people do get bothered because, as you said, you're putting yourself out there, and you must go through this all the time because you're coaching people. Hey, feel confident, do this. And then you're on that, you're just about to be successful and put yourself out there. And then these trolls come in and they stop you. So you just don't let them stop you. And
totally.
You're at the point where you're like, I'll fire back. I don't care. And I think that's a great way to look at it, because why not? If you feel like you don't have to, but if you want to, go for it.
Well, and I think that this is the perfect way to kind of wrap this whole discussion up, which is that when you're putting your personality out there and when you're trying to be uniquely you actually want to create a stick or a bale mentality, because those are the people that are going to buy from you, and they're going to be your most engaged people. They're going to be your brand ambassadors shouting to the world about you. I will get one comment that says, "Oh my gosh, I adore you. I love your energy." And the next 5 minutes, I get a comment on the same video that says, "You are way too much. I can't stand you. Tone it down. There's nothing in this world to be excited about that much." Right? So, it's total polar opposites. And I'm happy to see that, because if you're not a fun loving person, I don't want you here. You're just going to drag the community down, right? And you're definitely not going to buy from me. So it's a really great way to weed out the people who aren't going to be of service to you, your brand, and your community.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And if you're in the tech space like we are, and you're putting yourself out there helping to solve a technical issue, you got to remember that you are putting yourself out there to solve a technical issue. And you can explain it the best way possible. And people are like, well, I'm stuck here and I'm stuck there. And if you take the time to be like, did you try this? Did you try that? And you respond to the comments, I understand that's helpful for the algorithm, but also, that is a way to win over somebody who's on the edge. And they go, these people actually respond. And, our company is really good, well known for like picking up the phone and actually having 6 support people who will walk you through it. And I hear all the time, best support ever, nobody does that,
Awesome.
Game changer. And that's the kind of stuff that you can do as a startup. And then, you get 1 million views and you can't handle it. Okay, well, as Luria does, you start to get a team, you build from there. It's a very, very powerful tool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd love to answer more questions if you guys all hang out for a few minutes in the other place.
Awesome. Well, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So thank you so much, Luria. This has been a pleasure having you. We're going to switch to our sponsor round robin, where everyone's going to get a chance to meet all the sponsors. And then we've got a networking thing. Chris is in the Hangout. A good buddy of mine, Chris Netto's here. I'd love to bring him in if you see him, Mike, in the webinar panel. He was at the very first StreamGeeks Summit in New York. It's so cool to do the in-person, because the virtual, like I see everybody here, and this is one of the best virtual events I've ever attended, from like getting to know people and everything. But my mind goes back to the very first summit where I actually shook hands and hung out and saw the people. So
yeah, we're all trying to find the best ways to connect and create that physical like environment in a virtual event. And there's a lot of stuff on the horizon that's going to be amazingly beneficial for that. I can't wait to showcase some of it myself and, just really dive into that in 2022, because I think there's a lot of innovation going on right now.